In this video, we'll talk about PPC Congress, a conference specifically designed for people interested in Amazon advertising. And this event is happening in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, October 3rd and 4th, 2019. Everyone is invited, and specifically, I'm designing this event for three types of attendees. So the first in the corner, in the triangle corner, is an Amazon seller who is interested in improving their PPC knowledge and to learn new PPC strategies. In the second corner of the triangle are PPC agencies and consultants who would like to learn more about PPC strategies, to learn to communicate and mastermind with their fellow consultants, with their friends in the community, and also to learn about different softwares available in the market. And the third corner of the triangle are PPC softwares, which will be able to present their solutions. They will have booths, and all other attendees will be able to learn about their algorithms and how they work. And one of the speakers in this event is Danny McMillan, who runs DATAbrill agency for managing PPC for Amazon sellers. Here we go.
How you doing? Thanks for having me, Augustus.
Yeah, so I wanted to run through you one more time about this idea. I wanted to hear what do you think. And actually, this idea was born about 3 months ago when I had a dinner with one of the PPC consultants, Lazar Zepinic. We were talking with him, and he told me that PPC consultants are not really competing with each other. And I thought, why not to bring everyone together? At the end, I'm bringing also Amazon sellers and PPC softwares to make the event much stronger. So what are your thoughts about this event?
I think it's a great idea. After you spoke with Lars, we spoke about it again. I think it's great that it's in Amsterdam. People like to work hard and play hard, and I think Amsterdam's a great city as long as you're keeping everyone out the cafes while the presentations are on. But in terms of, you're right, like you say about competitiveness, like for me, there's a mindset, it's like, do you worry about everyone else's business or worry about your own? I'd say there's more cutthroat going on softwares, the battle to be won across softwares, than there is across agencies and consultancy. And that comes from, I'm in the group, it's Brian Johnson's group, it's the top 100 consultants in there. We're very open in terms of what we share. It's very similar to doing a mastermind with people, Amazon sellers. You may find that you know the category, but you don't know the individual products, and then everything's there on the table to share. That's what that kind of group's like. We look at data, things come in. We even have a list where customers out there who have failed to pay and not to work with and stuff. So people to avoid when they approach your agency. So it's a mini community within itself outside of Brian's other group, which is an open community. So yeah, definitely think there's a lot of good being done there. Most of the people that are speaking at the event are actually in that group as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Brian Johnson also said yes to come to this event and speak. So everybody will be able to meet him in person. Besides him and you, there will be a few more speakers which are quite known in the PPC industry. And when I prepared this event, I was interviewing more than 10 different representatives of PPC industry, and most of the speakers I selected are the ones which were mentioned by several people that they would like to see them on the stage. So there will be Franz Jordan from Selix, there will be Bren Zahradnik, maybe not very known PPC consultant,
very
but
good.
Very good. I heard good things. Lazar Zepinic also might be new face for many people, but I think he's a smart guy. Michael Hartman, whom probably PPC community knows very well, and Liran Hirschkorn. Yeah. Also a few more speakers from different countries. And you, Michael and Liran, you will be sharing something specifically for Amazon consultants, PPC consultants and agencies, where you will explain how can they grow the agencies, right? What you will be sharing during the event?
So basically, I think it's very close, but not, if that makes sense. So for instance, Michael Hartman, he's going to be presenting on how to build a profitable agency for scale for efficiency very, very quickly. Mine's about, you may not want to go down. There's different type of people out there in terms of how you run your agencies, right? So Michael's going to go from a mathematics point of view and scale it really fast, right? He's shit out of that kind of stuff. I'm going to do it based scaling your agency without selling your soul. So it's going to be a slower process, but you get there. But the type of customers are very specific that you have on the agency. And then whereas with Liran, he's going to talk about getting more consistently, get more clients, but then retain over 80% of the leads. Now, on the flip side, Liran retains 80%. We take on less than, say, 10% of our leads because we have a specific approach to how to do it. So the idea is to give all of those people in the room different views. Like the way Liran does it and the way Michael does it, there may be opposing ways of doing things. But hopefully what will happen is that people sitting down in that room will take a little bit from me, a little bit from Liran, a little bit from Michael, and come up with their own concoction. Does that make sense? I'm always good with opposing views. If we all were doing presentations all saying the same thing on the same subject, it'd be very, very dull and boring. So there's going to be stuff in there that's going to surprise people, and it's going to be the polar opposites to one's interpretation to another. And I think that makes things much more like exciting, you know?
Yes, and actually besides the speaking on the stage, there will be a few other activities during the event. So there will be masterminds between Amazon sellers and between the Amazon PPC agencies. Also, there will be some short presentations by PPC software so that we all know about who is in the room and what we can expect and get from the softwares during the 2 days of the event. Also, we will have a so-called speed dating where we'll try to match selected group of agencies together with Amazon sellers who are looking to outsource the PPC management. And so basically it's not only about speaking, it's a lot about interaction and networking. Yes. And Danny, you participated in a lot of conferences and you always talk to me how important is this networking, and many people know who have been in different events.
Yeah, I mean, it's the number one. People want to go to events and we all provide content, but ultimately what people walk away with is creating memories, right? Creating experiences. So you can have you can have a day full of dry presentations and the speakers don't have character about them or excitement about them. And, you know, it could be great information, but it's not put across well. But what is the icing on the cake is the networking as well. And that's why I think characteristically, the city of Amsterdam is a fantastic place for something like that. A lot of deals are done at 2:00 in the morning in the bar. And that's where bonds are made. That's where lifelong friendships are made as well. So you need to mix the two together, and location is good. Like you went and done Prague. I mean, a lot of people go away to events in Prague. A lot of people go to Amsterdam for events. A lot of people go to London for events. You see what I mean? So it's finding those right cities with the right characteristics. So you can have, you're working hard by day, but you're also having fun at night. So networking for me, above everything, is the number one thing that people are going to walk away with, because they might watch a great presentation and not implement it, but they might meet someone that they collaborate with or work with, or they share something verbally, a handful of little tips that make a difference to their business.
And in terms of what topics we will be covering on the stage, so basically, of course, like PPC strategies, which will be interesting for Amazon sellers and PPC consultants, these special few sessions for Amazon consultants. Also, actually, when we talked to you, with you, Danny, about a few months ago, you brought to me this idea to bring speakers talking about different things like DSP, AMS, Facebook advertising. I'm very strongly considering these topics, and I have a few speakers lined up for Facebook and also for DSP. I have to maybe search for AMS. Maybe you will be able to help with that. And
of course,
I think.
Well, that gives you the spectrum there. I mean, you can start going into AdWords and stuff, but not a lot of people use that as much. You know, there's people that sell off of Amazon who've got their web stores who uses, shopping ads and things like that. But a lot of people are using Facebook ads and obviously with bots as well. But it depends how far you want to spread it out. You know, if you want to focus just on platform, shall we say, but then you're doing DSP, which is some of that is off platform. But yeah, just keeping it like a tight rein over things so people know that they're going to a purely PPC Conference, basically, which I don't think, from my understanding, there is any that exists. This is the first of its kind.
Yeah, for Amazon specific, yes, of course.
Yeah, for specifically, not a first of its kind, but in the realms of Amazon FBA, yeah.
Yeah, I think I covered most of the things. I don't know if you want to ask me anything about this event, if you have any worries or concerns. And
no, I mean, for me, you know, I'm about content. So it's just making sure, like looking at the lineup, these guys give a lot of content. Thing for me, which frustrates people, is when you go to a conference and someone wants to give you these 3 little tricks and it's just bullshit, dragging out slides for 40 minutes. You want depth of content. People want to turn up. They don't want to be messed around. And I think you've done that well with that in Prague. And it's just making sure, you know, you're vetting every person that comes in through the door and say, right, content first. You know, you can promote your services, but it's content front and center. And that's always going to be a win. Whoever it is, you know, whoever's buying a ticket will feel like they're not being shortchanged as long as they know it's content driven. And that's always difficult when you do have advertisers. You require those and sponsors because that's what makes the world go round. You can't put on some of these events in the right cities and stuff like that without that additional money. So there is that balance there. But I think we're now in a realm where, especially with Amazon events, it needs to be content driven and networking driven. And there's a minimum bar that people reach from. They don't want to sit there through like a vendor sitting there for an hour who's just talking about their software that offers no value, and all they're interested in is acquiring sign up, because that's not content delivery. That's basically telephone sales, you know, shouting and magnifying what they do as a service. So if you focus on that, then I think it's a win.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of Orange Klik, because here we talk to different Amazon services and we also present different Amazon seller softwares. As well, we talk to event organizers who are organizing conferences for Amazon sellers.